In 2008, the biggest financial downfall since the Depression stopped the economic heartbeat of America.
Loans were being handed out to everyone who walked in the bank's door. When it was time for banks to collect loan payments, these unqualified buyers were unable to pay back their debts. A series of bank and insurance company failures triggered the financial crisis that froze our nation's economic system. Because the banks were failing, they were extremely reluctant to loan money to anyone, including other banks. This across-the-board reluctancy led to the freezing of our economic system and eventually the biggest financial crisis we are suffering from today. Now, in 2010, let the world see how much you know about the economic crisis. From the producers of Jeopardy comes the all-new game show, Dollars for Details, the 2010 Economic Crisis Edition.
Welcome to Dollars for Deals, the 2010 Economic Crisis Edition. I'm your host, Aaron Opperman. Today, we're focusing on the lemons problem in the economic crisis.
The lemons problem is a theory created by George Akerlof in the 1970s. He wrote an article called The Market for Lemons, which explained the financial market and problems that can go wrong. In the lemons problem, some assets are bad, while others are good. But one never knows the difference. The bad assets influenced the instability in the economic market, which eventually led to the crisis we are in today.
Our first contestant is Ricky Lee from Newport, California. Since he was 4, Ricky found economics fascinating. Today he wants to prove to the world that his detailed knowledge of lemons problem is worth your dollars. Ricky, are you ready for the $20,000 question?
Yeah, bring it on!
First question. In the lemons problem, what are the assets called?
Well, the good assets are given the name plums, while the bad assets are called lemons.
Good job! Next question. What did George Akerlof use as a metaphor for explaining the lemons problem?
The car example?
Well done! You're up to $50,000! Now playing for $200,000. Explain the example.
Sellers know whether or not their car is a lemon. For example, it performs badly, but buyers cannot make that judgment. Given that buyers can't tell the quality of the car they are buying, all cars of the same model will end up selling at the same price, regardless of whether they are lemons or not. But the risk of purchasing a lemon will lower the price buyers are prepared to pay for any car, and because secondhand prices are low, people with non-lemon cars will be little inclined to put them on the market. Asymmetric information is a situation where one party to a transaction has more information than the other party, the quality of the good at the heart of the transaction. Therefore, the asymmetric information didn't allow for the public to know what was truly going on during the economic crisis of 2008. Everyone is supposed to have equal ability to all information. However, the lemons problem explains why banks got into trouble because of not sharing adequate information. This also affects the stagnant economy because if one side decides to sit out in the transaction of buying or selling assets, the market will not function. During the financial crisis of 2008, most buyers became too afraid to purchase assets, not knowing if they were lemons or plums, and this was a major factor in the failure of our economy.
Well, it looks like you're on your way to being the next Details for Dollars winner!
Alright, hey, hold up. I still have information for people to know. So this whole car example can really be applied to how financial assets work in our economy. Everyone bought assets back in 2008. Some were lemons, and some were plums. But no one knew which assets were lemons. Everyone assumed that they were buying assets that were plums. But when the stock market crashed and banks failed, the lemon assets were discovered. Soon, no one wanted to buy anything because trust, that was a thing of the past.
What do we think, audience? Did Ricky explain the lemons problem? He's done it, folks! You've just witnessed history! The first winner of Details for Dollars, Ricky Lee from California.